Alright, all you extreme triathlon gamers out there, welcome back to the Indy Radio Arcade. And now, apparently, according to the maestro, the guy that we mentioned before who was a cop in every film only played a cop in 3 separate films. But hey, those were the films I watched the most, so, you know, tomato, tomato. But besides all of that, folks, I think it's time for us to go into another Instant Classic edition of the Instant Classic video game review. And the game we have up on the plate has to be a game that is extremely close to my heart from the PS1, none other than 2 Xtreme. And the meat and potatoes for this said extreme game involves you, insert name here since none of the characters really did have a name, going through different areas around the world while racing with not only inline skates, skateboards, BMX bikes, and snowboards to try to get first place in 12 different races to become the champion of 2 Xtreme. And for anybody wondering out there, that's the best meat and potatoes we can give you for this said game that originally was called ESPN Xtreme Game. Seriously, that was the original title for this game before they went to 2 Xtreme. And with those meat and potatoes out of the way, folks, what do we like about this game? Well, first thing that I absolutely loved about this game had to have been the soundtrack featured for this said game. Because the music that was featured for it, I not only was able to use that said music to help me beat other games in life, but also during a Sunday afternoon or whatever day you're just trying to relax and listening to the soundtrack, it'll definitely help you get your mind off of things, which is absolutely awesome. And oh yeah, to bring it in with the game, it really does help you pull off some extreme things while you're playing it. Another thing that I liked about this game is the different variety of vehicles you get a chance to use during it, and not to mention the fact that they're all included in one game. Cause name one game, folks, out there that you can not only do inline skating with skateboards, bikes, and snowboard competition in one solid game. I can't think of any game like that. Not to mention, another thing that I loved about this game is the fact that the different levels you get a chance to go to of Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Africa, and Japan. Who includes all of these places in a game, I have to give an applause to, but still at the same time, as a little kid, little confused that you're going all over the world with these different places. Another thing that I loved about this game is the fact that they also included power-ups you get a chance to use during it. Not only a spring, a dumbbell, and by the way, the spring helps you jump higher, the dumbbell prevents you from getting knocked off your vehicle like road rash, and I do believe they have a speed boost for it as well, where you can actually race a little bit faster than your opponents for a short amount of time. And another thing that I loved about this game has to be the announcer that was involved in this game that sort of sounds like Dan the Weatherman Stu. So, Dan the Weatherman Stu, if you could, please read what it says on this board for this. You know, that one right there. Read it. 500! Get some air! Hit some! Yeah! Thanks, Dan the Weatherman Stu. I don't even know how in the world you got in here, but, you know, you helped out. See you on Tuesday. And with everything that I liked about this game, with the fact that it also included a multiplayer mode, folks, what didn't I like about this game? Well, for starters, with all of these vehicles and different things that they included in it, the fact that it didn't have a freestyle mode included for it is a crying shame. Because I would have loved to have some form of bonus level included for this while you do a whole bunch of tricks while trying to go through the level. I mean, granted, you can do it during the champion mode and the exhibition mode, but at the same time, a chance to actually have a trick attack during this game, I have a feeling would have been cool. Another thing that I didn't like about this game is the fact that it's still not available on the PlayStation Store for you to actually get your hands on and truly experience this game. Because out of all the Xtreme games that they came out with, this one has to be one of the best. Even though, according to a lot of people, and another thing that I didn't like about this game is how short the levels were for this game itself. Yeah, and the fact that you can't redesign your own level during it, yeah, not a fan of it as well. But that's the older version of me reviewing it. The younger version of me with all those short levels that I can beat my brother in, I was just fine with. So, you know, my kid in me and old person in me is trying to battle each other while trying to review this game. So, who will win? You'll find out in the next couple of seconds. But besides all that, folks, with everything that we liked and didn't like about this game, whether if I was young or old, what do we think they can do to improve upon this game? Well, for starters, add a freestyle mode that you can do all those cool tricks and get awarded with a cool prize as a bonus level to help you move on to the next levels in the game. And another thing that I wish that they could do in this game is a chance to customize your own bikes and everything else from races that you won. And along with all of that, a chance for it to be a part of the PlayStation Store. And oh, and thank you for reminding me, Maestro, a chance for you to actually play a 2-player season mode for this game. For both of you to actually earn points and see which one of you can make your way to the finals, almost something out of Mario Kart. And along with that, Maestro said a chance for you to actually include this on PC so you can have an online multiplayer for it as well. Yeah, it's not a half-bad idea. But I think you could use Parsec to make that happen. But besides all of that, folks, seeing the fact that we don't know how to review games along the lines of gold stars, coins, letters, or bricks, we review games in only 2 ways. Will there be a video game story in the near future for this game? And do we recommend this game for you, the pentathlon fan at home? And as a matter of fact, we just learned that word because it's not a triathlon, it's a pentathlon. Never knew that word existed. I only thought it was a decathlon. I didn't know you could only have half of it. But before we go out of the loop again, folks, yes, there will be a video game story for this video game in the near future as soon as next week. Yep, as a matter of fact, we have an Xtreme video game story next week lined up for this game that involves inline skating and a pole. Just use your imagination of how bad that's gonna go, and we'll meet you this Friday. And with that said, folks, do we also recommend this game for you, the pentathlon fan at home? Well, if you want to play a game that involves you going on an extreme road trip with a multitude of extreme vehicles that'll allow you to interact with different creatures, vehicles, and anything else that you could possibly imagine, all while you try to win the gold while not ending up in the emergency room like people would during an episode of The Wild World of Stunts, or any show that would be pushed out by Fox that has the world's blank by it, then I recommend you go out there and cop that disc. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back into the music, and when we return, we'll be back with another edition of the Indy Wall of Fame right after a word from our sponsors. So don't run out of continues just yet, folks, and stay tuned.